I'm gonna come down and talk to you in a minute.
She trespassed on my property and threatened me. I have it on video.
Okay. Let's just figure out where this cat is, which is the primary problem here. All right.
He's threatening me now. You hear him?
I hear him. All right.
I took it out. My cousin, Gosses, live out at S-Curve at the end of Page Street.
Okay.
I took him out there and dumped him out in the field out there.
Okay. So, S-Curve.
I don't do. Sorry. I forgot you're on the force now.
At the end of
at the end of Page Street here, yeah. And the officers called me. I was out fishing at Johnson's Park yesterday. They called and asked me about it. I don't even know if it was their cat.
Yeah, but you have dumped some cats out there?
I have dumped a few out there,
Okay.
yeah. I've taken dogs to the animal shelter when they end up in the trap.
Okay. Can I see the trap?
Yeah, it's right here. I told them yesterday they were welcome to come check it out. What happens is I feed birds and whatnot, and the stray cats got so bad. This lady next to me here, right, had like 8 of them living in that garage, which is a disaster. They'd come out of the corner, and they'd come over here and sit in my hospice and stalk the birds I'm feeding. So I quit feeding the birds. My feeders are all empty because it's like inviting them in to get killed by their cats.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, there's an ordinance. Cats aren't supposed to, you can't just bring pets in town and let them run free.
Yeah, you're right.
They're both black jobs. That's the trap there.
Okay. Got my camera, so I'll just make sure it's on body cam. And,
Yep.
All right. So this trap is just a live trap.
Yep.
They just go in there, trip the little thing.
I just took one out to the animal shelter this morning.
Okay.
That's what they asked me to do yesterday instead of taking them out in the country.
Yep. And it was just
respect you guys.
It was just a cat.
Yeah.
All
it was a feral cat, no collar.
Okay. What other kind of?
I've never taken a cat with a collar out to the country.
Okay.
None of them have ever had a collar. He came up here to borrow my trap once to trap a beaver down in his creek.
Okay.
His cat followed him up here. I told him if his cat were to end up in my trap, I would make an effort to get a hold of him first.
Okay.
But I've never had a cat with a collar. So he followed me out to work Friday morning.
Okay.
Which I don't want that happening again, especially with threats being made and whatnot. If I have to, I'll get a restraining order.
Yep.
I don't want to have to do that.
Sure.
I'm not the one doing anything wrong here.
Yep.
But I do want her dealt with. She trespassed.
All right.
I have signs at both ends of my driveway. She walked up the driveway, and her threat is right here. She said, "We'll get you." Turn the volume up.
Well, I know you did it. Fucking asshole. Whatever. We'll get you.
We'll get you. I want her arrested.
Well, that's, what does that mean? You know what I mean? It's not a direct threat, right? So we'll get you, or you better watch yourself, So I will tell them that if they come back onto your property, they can be arrested for trespassing. All right, I'll let them know that. And try to just avoid contact with them, deal through us, through the police department. Like I said, our...
What's your recommendation if they show up at my job again?
Call us.
Okay.
I'm gonna annotate in this call that they have showed up out at your job before. All right. You work at Menards, right?
12, go ahead.
All right.
I'll be on next. I'll follow up for that bicycle accident.
I'm a
no, that's
quiet
right.
person.
Because I don't even
myself. I don't do anything to cause. I'm not loud. I don't have company.
Yeah. I don't even know the laws on trapping and in town and at all. Like, that's not something we normally deal with, right? So
They told me yesterday that the 2 officers that spoke with me on the phone told me they were looking into it.
Yep. I was one of them.
Okay.
Yeah. And I haven't found anything that was like.
And I respect.
Like blatantly, like you can't do that, because it talks mostly about leg traps, and then it talks about like killing the animals and hunting seasons and all that kind of stuff.
Inside. I have 3 cats. I have nothing against cats.
All that stuff. So All right.
But like stay inside. They don't go on other people's property.
All right. Let me go talk to them. But on the same thing, don't go over there. And
oh no, I've
just
never
don't get it stirred up. Okay.
No.
All right.
Absolutely not.
All right, man.
I'm quiet.
What's your phone number? I think I have it, but just to make sure.
It's 309-857-2610.
And whose property is it that you're dropping it off on?
It was my cousin. My cousin. It's Dwight and Brenda Doss. I just said something to her about because I know they have all kinds of farm cats out there, and they keep the mice population down on their farm, whatever. I said something to her, I don't know, a couple months ago about dropping cats off out there, and so they know I've done that. But
all right, any other animals that you've dropped off out there?
No,
squirrels, raccoons.
Coons I've taken out there.
Okay.
I've caught coons, dogs, possum I caught in there. I just turned it loose because possum keeps fleas and ticks down and whatnot, so I don't have an issue with possums.
Okay.
Coons, they tear up the yard and whatnot, so I've taken them out there. Dogs I took out to the animal shelter because I think I ended up with 2 dogs in that at once, which was a feat.
Must have been small dogs.
But yeah, but they must have ran in there together or something. But I took them out to the animal shelter because I think at least one of them had a collar on it.
Okay. All right. Let me see. We'll be in touch, and I'll warn them against that. All right. All right. I'll be back.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Now, Mike, did you tell her that you did take their cat out there? Okay.
I told her she was going to show me a picture of it when she started getting agitated. I asked her to leave. I had no trespassing signs.
10-4.
I told her I asked her to leave. Told her I had no trespassing signs. That's when she called me an asshole and threatened me.
Okay. All right. So you never said yes, I took your cat out there?
No.
Okay.
I don't know if it was their cat or not.
Okay. About how many cats do you think you've taken out there?
Probably 8, maybe.
Okay.
Around 8 cats.
And about how long time?
Over the past 2 to 3 months. It's not I did some last year too, though. Couldn't tell you how many I did last year.
How long have you had the trap out?
I take it in every once in a while. It's been sitting out here now for probably a couple months.
Okay.
2-3 months, somewhere in there. And if I'm violating something, please let me know. I'll put it away.
Sure.
But then I'm going to be calling you guys all the time to let you know.
I just don't. Yeah, like I said, I'm not very familiar with trapping laws and all that, so we'll get that all figured out and we'll let you know.
Okay.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Yep.
Lock her ass up.
Kiwani 18, I'll be out with Anthony at his residence.
10-4.
This poor guy has to look and be the middleman.
You gotta help. I just want my cat back.
Now, she didn't trespass over there. That
He was
all.
standing outside. He told me
I saw the video of you in his driveway,
to you.
Yeah, but he
Yeah,
called
he was
her
let-
over.
and you said we're gonna get you
Yeah.
Yeah.
also, right?
probably.
In his driveway. So
Did you say that?
yeah, on video in his driveway,
Okay.
inside his no trespassing sign, right?
Yeah,
So.
but what I mean by getting him
No,
is
it's-
getting
I know.
arrested.
And what I told him was, that's not a direct threat, but now officially I'm informing you
That is.
not to go back on his property,
You bet.
Okay.
or you can be arrested for trespassing.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Yeah.
And don't just stand over here and yell across the road,
No,
you know,
when
and
he
disturb the whole
lied-
neighborhood.
When he lied, that pissed me off. So
Okay.
here's the deal. I asked him a couple of days ago.
Mm-hmm.
So this all started 2 years ago, we had a beaver down here. For 2 years,
Yep.
I've been working.
I heard about that.
To get a permit.
I talked to you the other day. Yep. Or yesterday.
I finally get a permit from the DNR. There's heavy regulations on fur-bearing animals and protected species, and even non-protected species. So whether this is illegal or not, it's going to turn into a moral issue. It's going to get bad. I borrowed that trap from him. That's when he told me about the animals. I asked him politely, if you ever catch my animal, please return it to me. I will pay you. I said, don't take it to don't take it anywhere. Just tell us, we'll get it, we'll take care of it, we'll figure out somehow how to keep it from getting out. So the other day, when the cat was missing, I went to Menards and I said, hey man, I said, I know you got that trap there. And it was bright and early. And I said, is there any way that you might have caught my cat? Instantly I knew he caught my cat because he did the jitter dance, okay? And he just, and I didn't say anything. But we went through the routine, and we've been driving all over the country. We got everything scouted out, all the internet pages, everything. We are reaching as far as Cambridge and Neponset. I went so far as to get somebody who used to be with the DEA to fucking try to figure out where he might have dropped the cat. And he's working on that right now.
All right. Well, I can tell you that answer without being in the DEA. All right, the S-curve at the end of Page Street is what he said, is where he drops all the animals that he catches. He drops them off out there.
S-curve of where?
At the end of Page Street.
I walked all the way out.
No, it's outside of town. Like you go outside of town, out in the country, and it curves.
The hospital, right?
No, he's talking like over the tracks.
No, like if you're going to Cambridge, yeah, over the tracks
Like
out there.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that
out
should have
there,
been enough for you to arrest him. That's called animal endangerment. He cannot take it, according to the internet here, it's illegal to have a trap in your yard.
My cat is not even a year old.
Okay.
I want my cat back.
All right, we're working on it.
I want him to go out there and waste his time.
And he said that he did not take any animals out there that have collars.
It doesn't matter. He slipped his collar.
He doesn't have it on him.
All right.
He's got one here, but he doesn't got one here.
So he knows that cat because while I was asking him about the cage, the cat came up and I said, "There's my cat. Don't take my cat."
All right.
But it's illegal.
So he says that he doesn't have the cat. We're looking into all the trapping, fur bearing, all that bullshit because I don't know. That's not normal city cop shit, right? Like I don't know anything about trapping animals, right? So like I'm sorry to get like blunt about it, but I'm like, look, we're researching this and I understand you love your cat. We don't know where the cat is.
He's gonna be a year old.
But we also don't know. I can't prove, like,
he told her.
If I arrest him, he says he didn't.
He told her he did.
He told me that he took one out to the Humane Society just yesterday. He said, I caught one like every day this week.
And he's told me before that he takes them.
And he told me he took one out to his uncle's farm.
I know you got to check.
And I wanted to ask him where his uncle's farm was.
Legal. There's no way it's legal.
We're looking into that.
You don't own this land, neither do I.
Sure.
The fucking United States government owns this fucking land. You don't pay the taxes one time.
But the problem, the biggest problem.
Sorry,
no, that's all right. I understand. Our animals are like our children sometimes, and I understand that.
Well, when you don't got any,
you don't understand how bad it's been around here.
So
it's fucking terrible.
So I can empathize with you on what you're going through, but
you can't make him
it's what I can prove, right? I can't prove that he took your cat to the country.
I can prove there's a baited trap sitting in that driveway. And that's what I did.
I can. I have that on body cam. That there is a baited trap on there.
You've got confession from him on body cam that he's taking animals and throwing them in the timber.
Yep.
Okay.
He's taking them out to the field.
Okay.
But he says that they're all feral cats and they're all wild animals like raccoons and.
There ain't no cat in this neighborhood that's feral.
There's cats all over this town that are feral.
Okay, that's fine.
They're not.
I guarantee you, I'm not an animal specialist, but I grew up. I've taken plenty of courses, and animals.
Mm-hmm.
There is not one single feral cat in this neighborhood, and I guarantee there's no feral cats in this town. Feral cats have a whole different appeal to them. They're blackish gray, they're partially long hair, but just with all that aside, he works at fucking Menards. He's not an animal fucking specialist. He's not a veterinarian. No. So to claim that everybody's animal's feral because it doesn't have a collar is ridiculous.
No, I understand that.
And you know, but they were going to say the same thing to me. What makes me an expert? over 20 years of trapping when I was a kid, I never kept a cat or a dog or anything like that.
But I think at the end of the day, this is all going to become a civil issue.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to sue him and try to prove that he's the one that got rid of your cat.
Yep.
Right? And it's unfortunate, and we're going to continue to look into the legalities of the trapping and all that kind of stuff.
Not having a fur bearer stamp.
Anthony, did you hear? Because I don't remember where he said. He can say again.
That's curb on Page Street.
Okay, we're gonna go there.
Yeah.
The cat's gonna be miles.
Okay.
So you might get a strange call, like I said
now we're
the other day.
gonna be trespassing on other people's property.
We've been doing really good though. We aren't shining it. We do shine the light, but like let's say that house there, we're not going to shine. We might shine right down the ditch, but we're not like starting at a house and going house to house.
Yeah.
We're not shining any lights. We're up and down the alleys that are intentionally closed.
Can I get your name, ma'am?
Crystal Carman, C-A-R-M-A-N.
What's your birthday?
4/10/83.
What a sick person to trap and fucking animal.
What's a phone number I can reach you at?
883-5310.
Isn't that mentally
5310.
Yeah,
And Crystal spelled C-R-Y-S-T-A-L?
correct.
What's your middle initial?
L.
And Gabe's most of the time.
All right.
He comes in and chills.
So he says like this year, in the past 8 months or so, he's taken roughly 8 cats out there.
He told me he took one every day this week.
Well, I think that once you went onto his yard, he was angry at you, and that's why he was spewing all this stuff to try to upset
Do
you.
you have the video of him when she approached him and said, "Hey, Michael, can I talk for you a second?" And he says, "Yeah, can you come here?"
I didn't watch the whole thing.
Okay,
All I
so-
saw was
I mean, it was fine.
was
at first,
you
but
up
I was
there
only
on the
for, like,
driveway.
2 minutes.
That's what
And when I-
transpired.
when I
and then,
tried
then
to
he
pull a
must have ran
picture
in,
up-
and when he ran that video, he ran it for you.
I asked him if I could
She
show him a
was
picture of my
invited.
cat.
okay.
She was invited, but here's
when he threw
here's
me
how
off
we
his
want
property.
here's how we want to put it here too. That trespass thing goes both ways. So if he wants to come over here and trespass her, I'm gonna tell him, don't come over here.
Okay.
Anything.
Perfect.
I know he's got a concealed carry.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
So do I. If he comes over into this yard, we don't want him over here.
Okay.
Because at that point, anybody that's sick enough to do that is a threat to us.
Okay.
And obviously, if he was willing to call her up there and then show you video from what benefited him, I get it, it's human nature, but I'm going to perceive that as not an act of aggression, but something to be red flagged. You know, like we're worried.
I understand that. No, don't take. I mean, I'm going to advise you. 18-10-4. I'm going to
That's
advise
why
you
I
don't
asked
do
her-
anything like aggressive
no,
towards him, right? Like
no, absolutely not. But,
it's not Florida. You can't be like, oh, I felt threatened because he's in my block and start shooting at him from your upstairs window.
So we're going to find out Wednesday. We're going to play it cool till Wednesday.
Okay.
And then I'm going to tell you,
Yeah, 'cause
I'm
you're
going
the
to tell you
officer we
what my
talked to.
plan of attack is because I have to live in this town. This guy's going to live next to me. I think this is a sick practice. It's very sick.
We're putting signs up that
We
he's a
are.
cat killer.
We own lots of properties around, and we've done this before with people who cause problems with their. We will line this and every property around town with him and the pictures of the traps and tell him what he's doing, and we'll let the general public decide whether or not it's a problem.
All right,
But we will
I'm
talk
just
to the
gonna
officer.
advise you that to be
will
careful
hold
not to slander and read up on all of that libel and slander and all that kind of stuff.
We're going to request your body cam footage.
Okay.
So we already have the information that you have that the trap's there and it's viable.
Okay.
So that relieves us of any slander, anything like that.
That's
It's
fine.
already legally caught on tape that he said that he does it. That's why I asked you those questions. I'm not trying
No,
to
that's
be.
fine.
I'm not a dummy.
No, that's fine.
I don't fucking.
All right, so
jobs.
So I'm going to go back over there. I'm going to tell him same thing, not to trespass on your property.
Yeah.
Now, at the same time, don't go to his work as well, okay?
I shop at Menards.
Okay.
And I guarantee you, we just had a $30,000, $35,000 insurance claim this morning
All
on
right.
the fucking back of the house.
Okay.
We are not going to stop shopping at Menards. I will directly
No, that's
approach
fine.
the
That's
manager
fine.
of
Yeah.
Menards because he works in that little
Yeah,
situation.
just don't go specifically to him at Menards and
Right.
attack him.
But I'm
Don't
gonna-
talk to
I
him
wanna
about
quell the Menards.
non-Menard stuff
I'm
at
gonna
Menards.
quell the
Word
I want to quell the Menards thing right now. I am going to go to Menards
Yeah.
and I am going to deal with Menards
Yep.
specifically. Like I said,
Yeah, that's fine.
We spend hundreds of grand a fucking year.
Yeah, just don't seek him out, you know, when you go there.
Not gonna.
Okay.
But
all right, perfect.
I do want you to know we are going to approach his manager. We are going to notify him of the situation. We're going to say, hey, this guy's got a potential no trespass on us, or there's a situation already involved. I want to continue to do business with Menards. Therefore, I'm telling you, when I come in here and he's presented himself in here, that he's not to contact me, and I'm not going to contact him in return.
All right.
But we cannot let business interfere with this. We cannot let construction interfere with this kind of stupid.
Yep. No.
And
yeah,
he
that's
can
for sure.
feel threatened at Menards all he wants, and that's whatever's on him, because he's already played a game by saying she went up there. So I think nothing of the guy. He's just a big liar.
Yeah, I asked him if I could talk to him.
Okay.
Yeah. So and we don't want any problems, and we would have settled for just, we put your cat in the area. That's all we wanted. We didn't even want to know if he caught it. This is what I wanted to know, and I've got somebody working on it. And like I said, if they find out the information, they're going to be willing to come forward for us, because we're going to push it. I got nothing to do with 20 grand, but fucking get my goddamn cat back.
All right.
That's just the way it is, right? It's only $20,000 to sue somebody. I'm going to fucking do it. If it fucking takes it to get him out of the fucking neighborhood, or to get him to stop doing it, because I think it's a sick practice.
All
So for evil to prosper is for good men to do nothing. So with all that said, we only wanted to find out where the animal is. Maybe she went a little far because she's emotional, but he went too far when he came out and lied. So I don't want him.
Yep, that's fine.
And I'm sorry that you're in this position.
That's all right.
I got a broken back. I'm in pain. The fucking people roofed the house last night, ruined the fucking roof. The furnace fucking popped because of it. We got problems at the fucking church we bought. We do not need somebody
to worry about a
doing
cat,
this.
right? Yep.
Well, and we don't understand.
Yep.
We spent all that time getting that permit. Do you know how technical the details are on that permit?
Oh, yeah,
Every animal that I caught in that trap, other than a beaver, I had to report. And not only did I have to report, I had to report it like.
Yep.
And you know, that's all federally protected stuff.
Yeah.
And we got raccoons, but to catch somebody's animal.
Yeah, there's like a whole separate chapter of the trapping law about beavers. Like there's a whole separate chapter about beavers.
And it seemed that way, right? Even over raccoons and other stuff. So that's why we had the DNR handling it. It took so long, and we suffered thousands.
We might even have to call DNR and be like,
what can we do?
What do we do, right? Because it's kind of out of our purview here.
We're probably going to definitely contact the DNR. I will.
Right.
You know, because here's what they're going to say. This is going to be a jurisdictional issue. You know, do they have jurisdiction?
We're in their state, so.
But like I said, with the beaver, you got a United States protected waterway.
Yeah.
You got, you know, what is what?
All right, I'm gonna go talk to him. I'll let him know not to, you know, same thing, not to come over here.
Make him move that trap.
Yeah, for now.
Not yet, I can't.
For now, that's like taking.
He can unbait it with the cat food.
He doesn't have a permit to have a trap. Now, if you go down to Keith Edwards, when there was animal control here, you had to get under his permit to have that trap. So, at the very least, I think the trap should be taken now for evidence. It can always be returned, but there's no harm, and there's more harm in leaving that here for the public. What if he catches, that trap is huge. Dude, that's catching bobcats and 40-pound beavers.
And he's got
that could catch anything.
Yeah.
Right? So if we can, at this point, we would ask that the trap be removed until more information can be found out.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can probably just simply ask him, and he seems like he will just put it away.
And
I say you were at the Humane Society when I went in there looking for my cat this morning. I mean, had he dropped it off at the Humane Society, that would have been the humane thing to do, but he didn't.
Totally nothing we can do about it, right? If he's right. If he's wrong and we left that trap there and some other people were affected by it, the crimes are going to continue until that point. But you might want to tell him this. I understand. I understand to a certain degree. But we find it immoral. I don't harbor any. The only reason why I harbor any ill will for him is because he lied and he didn't come forward. That's the only thing that bothers me about this whole situation. But we as citizens, if you think we got fucking cat problems now, boy, I hate to see what happens in the future. There could be a lot of fucking cats in this neighborhood, you know? So let's just stop the practice and everybody move forward and let's not be done. Let's just be done with it.
I'll go talk to him and
please,
and we'll continue to work on it.
Please take
like I said, Sergeant Gibbs on Wednesday.
Yeah,
he'll be in.
Now till Wednesday, 4 animals could be killed.
All right, I'll talk to him about it.
If we can, we should at least, at the very minimum, disable the trap until.
Okay.
I know they're expensive. Thank you.
Yep.
Hey, does it feel like Monday? Well, for you guys, that's a Saturday.
It's always Monday. Q118, I'll be back out with Mike.
Sounds good.
All right. So I let him know. So he says that since he owns a construction company, he's doing construction, he will be out at Menards. I told him if he deals with you there, that it's strictly business and nothing to do with any of this.
Yeah.
I also advised them they're not allowed to come here. So same, you're not allowed to go over there.
No, yeah, I never have.
They did ask that until this is resolved, can we put the trap away?
Sure, I'll put it away.
Okay, I appreciate that.
But then I'm going to call you guys.
Okay.
When I get cats here. And
that's fine.
And I hate to do that, but.
That's fine.
Because it is ordinance, is it not?
Because the ordinance is super gray. It's like 2 paragraphs that say nothing. So I don't actually know the legality of the trap yet, right? So we're all researching that. We got to get with DNR and God and Country to figure out if it's even legal to do.
I apologize for all this.
In town at this time of year, at this, whatever it is. So while we figure all that out, let's just put it away so we're not catching any more and compounding the problem.
Gotcha.
All right? But until then, avoid contact with each other as much as possible.
I make no contact with them.
Okay.
Ever. They're both, and this is just opinion, I'm not, not looking for feedback or response. They're both whack jobs.
Okay.
And I don't want them on my property. Okay. I don't go to their property.
Okay, the video that you showed me, did you invite her over?
No. She hollered Mike from down there.
Mm-hmm.
I went and put the grill cover on my grill, and she was walking up my driveway.
All right, because she said that you invited her to talk about the cat. Okay.
When she showed up right here, and I was right there, I walked over towards her, and she started conversing. I did not ask her to come up here.
Okay.
I wouldn't.
All right, so everybody's been informed not to trespass. If you would, go ahead and put that away for me.
I'll put it away.
We'll get it figured out, and hopefully, Wednesday you can put it back out or whatever.
I'm half being a smart ass. I'm not going to call you guys every time I see a cat in my yard. The problem I have is they kill my birds. They eat the frogs that are in my pond.
Yep.
They shit in my garden.
Yeah.
She has 2 little dogs in that house. I've told her numerous times to keep them off my property because I don't own a dog.
Yeah.
I got nothing against dogs.
Right.
But I don't like stepping in their crap when I'm on my yard.
Right. Yep. All right, man. I'm gonna be on my way. Try to keep the peace.
All
right.
I appreciate it.
Have a good day.
You too.